What's up, y'all? My name is Tricky, and welcome to a new Out of the Park Baseball 21 series that I wanted to do. Um, I I've been into this game for a little bit now, not very long. Um, I've played a few editions, I've owned a few editions, but I never really got into playing the game because I thought it was too hard. I think my first one was 16, Out of the Park 16. I played it for maybe, a few hours, but didn't really know what I was doing. I used to prefer MLB The Show franchise a lot just because it's easier. There's less players to manage and stuff like that. And, I just thought that it was less difficult. I thought that OTP was like super hard. But recently, towards the end of kind of the quarantine thing, I got back into playing franchises and started getting into OTP from watching YouTube videos and guys doing YouTube series, and figured that maybe I would want to give it a shot because I've been practicing a little bit. I've been playing a little bit of OTP, and I think I'm getting, decent enough that I kind of want to start making videos. I think I've seen some guys do it, and making videos is really fun, and it's just really cool to be able to talk out your moves and your roster decisions and post it up somewhere and see what people think. So, first, the team that I'm getting into, I was looking for a bunch of different teams, and there were a few teams that I wanted to do that I found out that other guys did series on. There were a few guys who have done different series. I didn't want to do like a team that was winning, so when I looked at the standings, because this is really how I judged it, when I looked at the standings, I'm obviously not going to do like the Rays or the Yankees or Cleveland or teams like that. I tend to enjoy rebuilding more, but I didn't want to do Detroit because I just didn't want to wrestle with, there's not much trade value in this lineup. And it's mostly just waiting for prospects to get up, and then obviously just dealing with Jordan Zimmerman and Miguel Cabrera. So I didn't want to do Detroit. I did a Kansas City Royals rebuild in OOTP 20, and this team is like pretty far along. Their prospects are starting to come up. They've got good players. You could make a big trade with Whit Merrifield, but after that, it's just not too much going on. So, rebuilding, teams that are stuck already in the rebuild, I didn't really want to do. And then there's some teams that, are towards the end of their rebuilds, like they're getting close, like Miami, would be fun in previous editions. I used to do Miami franchises a lot in like 2016, 2015, 2017, like those years. Now Miami's really starting to come up, especially that starting rotation. Cincinnati is starting to come up, and obviously in this game they have Bauer, so that's not really a rebuild. The White Sox are starting to come up. The Blue Jays are starting to come up. Baltimore even would just be like waiting for prospects to hit the majors mostly. And plus, there's a guy who I've seen on YouTube who did a pretty good Baltimore series. Seattle is too close, with their rebuild. The Giants are, I don't know. I'm not the biggest Giants guy, so I'm not the biggest NL West guy. So, doing a team in the NL West is just so brutal because you have to deal with this every year. Because I thought about doing Colorado. This is kind of like the type of team that I was thinking of doing. A team that's close but not, or I should say that's close to contention but not close enough. And that, with the freeing up of some money and the sale of a few pieces, you could definitely get somewhere. The Angels, the problem to fix this would mostly be just throwing money at it. This is really just one of those, like, you're building up to contend. But teams like Boston, Texas, New York, maybe, Philly, kinda, sorta, Washington now after the shortened season. Chicago even is kind of like that, but they're still, I think, too good in this series. Milwaukee was one that I was considering. The big ones I was considering was Milwaukee, Boston, But those two guys have done series on, and I didn't want to do the same thing. I wanted to do something a little unique, and plus, I wanted to do something that I think would be fun. So that's why I picked the Texas Rangers. The Rangers have always kind of been one of my favorite teams in the AL. And this, they have one of my favorite players in the league, in Joey Gallo. I love Joey Gallo. He's such a cool dude. And their team, they have some trade pieces. There is some upside here. There's like a chance that this team could maybe do something this year, and that's why I think, the rolling of the dice and seeing maybe this team overperforms, maybe not. Maybe we have to make a, reserved playoff push, or maybe we just had full rebuild. But I based it off the standings, and if you look, Texas finished the shortened season 22-38. They were pretty bad. I think that's the third worst team. Actually, no, they're the second worst team behind Pittsburgh in the shortened season. So I figure I want to do like a full 2020, see what happens, and try to turn the Rangers around, because you can see, if we go to the reports and info, minor league system rankings, that's right, we're not close enough to opening day for it to load yet. Well, first, let me just go through. I'm Stat Masterson. I'm a Red Sox fan, so gotta name my GM Stat Masterson. But let's go through. I'm just going to go through and change settings and kind of show you guys how I play. So I like to put the overall and potential ratings at 20 to 80 increments of 5. I'm not the biggest fan of stars. I know that some scouts use stars. I'm not the biggest fan of stars. So I like to just have the numbers. For face gen, we're going to turn off baseball cards, just in case I get stuck in, if I'm simming on camera, I don't want that to happen. I like to leave injury frequency at normal. I think that's perfectly fine. High, realistic modern day is a little daunting. So I'm not going to get into that. I do want to change this. I'm going to put the trading difficulty on very hard, trading preference on heavily favor prospects, and then I'm going to change the weights to this spread here, 40, 30, 20, 10. I think this is kind of a set that I've seen around, and it seems to be one that people agree is relatively realistic. Because putting all the strength on ratings, is fine if you want it to be more objective. But sometimes guys who maybe aren't considered great players have career years and get traded because of that. So to have some of the weight put on stats is pretty good. Obviously you're not going to overpay for a guy who's having a career year if his ratings suck. So that's why there's still the imbalance here. And then I just like to put trading difficulty on very hard and trading preference on heavily favored prospects, because I think heavily favored prospects is realistic. And if you play on average, like, I have nothing against average, but I've played on average before, and personally I feel like it's too easy. Like in OOTP 20, I did a Royals rebuild, and I played on average trade difficulty, and I pretty much traded for like an entire lineup of prospects over the course of the season. And one of the trades that I made was trading Drew Storen, a rental 30-year-old reliever, for Nate Lowe on the Tampa Bay Rays straight up, who became a 70 potential, behemoth with the bat, like hitting 330 with 40 bombs. So I think this is the best one. It makes you kind of work for your trades. But you can still get good prospect packages. You just have to be a little more careful with who you're trading for. And then I think that's it with this. I don't change any of these stats. So now we can go to manager options, and you can see we're Stat Masterson. I just want to... I'm playing on general manager because I don't like to play on GM and manager. As much as changing the lineups is cool, there's this stat for it in game settings, or the setting for it in game settings. I like having a manager. I don't think it's kind of realistic to have your manager and GM be the same person anymore. In fact, it's kind of weird. So I like to have a real manager. I like to have another coach. It's more realistic. There's more realism there. You kind of hands off. You just let the sim do its work. And then the only things I'm going to change are these. I want my assistant GM in charge of promotions and demotions and personnel for the minors. I don't look too much into the minor league personnel. I might if it becomes something that I feel like I should look at, but I don't know. I'm fine with just getting coaches. I haven't noticed any detriments to not doing it myself. And then for the demotions, I just let my GM handle it, but maybe after the episode or while I'm looking at prospects. I don't know. Probably after the episode, because doing it on camera would take a while. I make my short list with my top prospects, and I take control of their demotion, just so, I'm not keeping track of everybody, because that's just a lot of random time sunk on moving around guys who are probably never going to make your major league team. So I just focus on those, and if my GM finds a gem, then we let him up. Then we can go to league settings, right? Is this it? Yeah. Okay. So league and teams, I don't change. Rules, I don't change. I leave the 10 and 5 rule on. Some guys turn it off, but yeah, Rule 5 draft is fine. Option years are fine. I'm not going to turn the designated hitter rule on, but I will leave automatic evolution on. I haven't had it happen to me yet. I've got a Red Sox save going right now. I haven't had it happen to me where one of these happens. I really want to see it happen. I think that would be cool. So that's why I'm leaving it on for the series. I suppose we can change the award names. We'll change this to Silver Slugger just for consistency. I usually just keep it on. I usually keep it normal, but some people don't like it, so we'll do that. Gold Glove Award and Silver Slugger. Hoff voting is fine. Hall of Fame. Yeah. Players. We do need to change, even though I use the, I have the indie leagues and all that turned on, and the Mexican Baseball League and stuff like that, but I still like to have international free agent origins on the modern Major League defaults. So, like, I do this 40, 30, 17, 10, 2. But I like to change the 1% of random origin up to 5%. Because I think that's more fun. And I still do 10 per year. I don't like flooding the league with too many, so that's fine. We don't need to do historical transactions. I don't want to automatically expand the league. And yeah, so that's that with stats, I think. Whoops. What have I done? Okay. Team settings, I don't think I have to change much. Yeah, we don't have to change team settings. So yeah, now we can look. This will just be like an intro episode. I'm not going to go too in-depth here and start the sim or anything like that. I just want to go over what we're working with. So for the roster, we've got pitching. We have the rotation of Corey Kluber, Kyle Gibson, Jordan Lyles, Lance Lynn, and Mike Minor. I am definitely looking to trade. I think Kluber's a free agent. Oh, we have a team option. He's probably not getting kept on. Unless he does really well. And if he does really well, I might trade him. Depending on how the team does. Gibson, I think we have for 3 years. Yeah, we have for 3 years. Luckily, the money goes down, which is always nice. But like, he's 32. Kluber's 33. Jordan Lyles is 29. I think he is through next year. Oh, boy. He's actually not that bad. I like the pitches. but last year with Pittsburgh, he wasn't great. So we'll see. Lance Lynn, he's definitely my big trade piece with an extra year of control. Definitely looking to trade him if we are getting wrecked. I'll move him for prospects. Mike Minor as well. He's tradable. He's a rental at 9.5, and I would definitely eat some of his deal if we need to get some assets or resources, whatever you want to call it. I can definitely trade Lynn and Minor for prospects. I think we have some starting pitchers down in the minors who are looking for a call up, so we can look into that. Now we have Cody Allen, I think on a 1-year deal. Yeah, on a minor league contract, kinda. He's only $500,000. He was not great with the Angels. I doubt he's gonna be that good this year, but we could try to trade him if he's doing okay. Luke Farrell is under control. He's decent. I mean, he did okay last year in real life in a very small sample size. And these ratings aren't great, but I mean, with the stuff, with the pitches, he could surprise us. OSA doesn't like him as much as my scout does, so we'll see. Luis Garcia is average. I mean, he's not like a long-term solution, and he is a free agent. He's 33. Nick Goody, he is a long-term piece. He's just not great at all. Wow. Okay. I mean, these ratings aren't bad. I don't know, man. We'll have to see how he does. Brett Martin, pretty good. Pretty solid, actually. Good middle reliever, it looks like. Ground baller. Not too great last year, but we'll see. He's only 24, so there's room to grow. He hasn't fully developed yet. I don't mind him. Rafael Montero, he's in arbitration. He seems decent as well. Good control. Stuff isn't there, but in 29 innings last year, he did well for us. In real life, 248, so not too worried about that. Charlie Rodriguez is not great. The movement is interesting. He did well in the NPB. Okay, so he signed from Japan. Not a bad contract. Tradable. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. He did really well in NPB, in Nippon Professional Baseball. So we'll see. We'll see what's up with that. Maybe he'll do well. Yeah, it's Joely Rodriguez. And Jose Leclerc is our closer. Really good player. Had a down year last year, but his ceiling is high. And we have him on a very team-friendly contract. He's definitely a trade piece. If I think that he's not going to get any better. But, you know, these ratings are really solid. So we'll see. And then the lineups are really where it goes downhill. Chirinos is a free agent after next year. He does have a team option, so maybe we cut him loose, even if he does well. He wasn't that great with Houston. And the thing with him is his bat isn't good enough, and his glove, like, his bat is average, his glove is average. I don't know. I'd much rather have, like, Jeff Mathis taking the brunt of the starts. He's in AAA, it looks like. I'm not changing it. I moved him by accident. I'm sorry. There we go. I like Kiner Falefa. I like catchers who can play utility roles, even if he can't really catch that well. But he looks like he could be pretty solid, especially with that eye and that avoid Ks. The home run power is a little not satisfactory, but, you know, if he can have a decent hit tool, if he can get on base, if he can take some walks, I'm fine with this. Andy Ibanez, pretty average player, good range. He's a utility man for sure, but those ratings don't stink. And he did really well in AAA last year in what looks to be a full season of work, 300, 375. So he's definitely ready. Just a matter of seeing how he can produce here. Rougned Odor is someone who I am not excited to have on my team. He's going to be pretty hard to move if I want to get out from under this contract, and waiting till 2023 is going to kind of stink if he doesn't do well. I mean, you can see 2019, he hit 205, 283 on base percentage, and 30 home runs. The home runs are great. I love home runs, but this OBP is what I have a problem with. And also this range. I mean, really? And he doesn't hustle. So, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we have to figure something out with Odor. Maybe he'll impress me. I don't know. But right now, it's not looking good. So, we'll see. Nick Solak is one of the Rangers' top prospects. He looks really good. That's another thing. I really don't want Odor taking plate appearances from Nick Solak, because this bat is a lot more well-rounded. I like this bat a lot more. So we'll see. Maybe we can get something good out of Solak. Frazier's only under contract for this year. He's got a team option. I doubt I trade him for anything, and I doubt I keep him next year. Like, his production's okay. It's nothing to write home about. He'll do for this year. Andrews is another guy who could quickly fall off, and with this contract, it's going to look a little rough. I mean, last year he was good still. He was good enough. I mean, he wasn't great. Maybe he can return to, 2017 form, maybe even 2016, Those are really good years back there, but, I mean, 275, 313, only slugged 393, 12 homers. Not great. And the odds of returning to 2017 productivity aren't high because the ball is not made of rubber anymore. But I don't know. We'll see. Willie Calhoun is a guy with a great bat. He is a DH. If this bat can develop and if he can actually hit like he's supposed to, Calhoun will really help our lineup. Think we actually have him slotted in at left because Chu is the DH. Whoops. Chu is a free agent after this year. He is most likely gone. $21 million. There's no way I re-sign him. He's 37. I wonder if he'll retire. We'll have to see. But yeah, his best years appear to be a little bit behind him, although he did decently last year. He's been consistent. And, I mean, I guess if we can get a 371 OBP out of him this year, I'd be fine with that. Rob Refsnyder, utility, not a long-term solution at all. Danny Santana is a free agent after this year. I don't see... Or actually, no, he's arbitration. That's right. Maybe we bring him back. I don't know. If he has another year like 19, maybe we bring him back. If he has another year like 18 or 17, I don't know. Maybe not. But his ratings are decent enough. If he can produce for us, we'll keep him around. If not, he might be gone. And then, of course, Joey Gallo. He is a guy who I would possibly consider moving if we are completely out of it. But he is arbitration, and we still have a good amount of control. So I'd like to keep Gallo around and build around him, but I don't know. We'll see what happens with this team. I really don't know. This is going to be a challenge for sure because the farm system isn't there. Let me look real quick. I'll take a look at the goals. Our goals from Ray C. Davis. So he says, don't suck completely this season. Okay, we might be able to do that. I'm not sure. Upgrade at first base this season. So we could try to do that. Find a top 20 prospect. Build a top 6 minor league system. And keep building your team up in order to reach the playoffs in the next 5 seasons. Okay. So we can work with that. Top 20 prospect would probably just require us... maybe we could do it in a trade, but I doubt it. The big thing would probably be international free agents or the draft. And then top 6 minor league system. That's going to be tough because our minor league system is not that great. let's look at our finances real quick. Or now, player development, the budgets. Okay. Do we really not? We are over budget. That's cool. So we are gonna have to free money up, actually. That's not good. So we might have to make some trades before the season even starts. That's not good. Yeah, because we're down 300,000. Okay, well that makes this a little bit more difficult. Anyway, let's take a quick look at our farm. So yeah, Kobe Allard is a guy who will get a shot after some of those older players, pitchers are gone. He's not great, according to our scout, but you know, if his stuff can hit 50s, if his makeup can hit 50s, and with these pitches, he could be decent. Ariel Gerardo, he looks pretty good. He's not great either, but he could definitely be something. He could fill the rotation, that's for sure. Yohander Mendez, he's not great. We have Juan Nasacio. Okay, so maybe he comes up. We could see if we could get him. Oh yeah, we have Edinson Volquez too. Edinson Volquez, not what he used to be. Remember when he threw a no-hitter with Miami? That was crazy. Anyway, we have, there he is, Jeff Mathis. We've got Blake Swihart. Whew, he's fallen off. Wow. I remember in OOTP 17, he developed into a stud for me. Sam Travis, another former Red Sox player who fell flat. Greg Bird, he could be an upgrade at first base. Nah, maybe not. I like Guzman. He'd be a decent first baseman. Greg Bird will definitely get a call-up, though. Eli White is average utility man. We could definitely replace Ref Snyder with him, though. I might do that, actually. Anderson Tejeda looks to be kind of a top prospect. Can't really avoid Ks, but he's a great fielder. Yeah, he's definitely would be a decent third baseman. He's an A-ball. What? He was in high A last year, now he's in triple A? Okay. It's going to be interesting. I'll just start doing this, actually. We'll create a new short list and call it Prospects. And I will add Allard to it. I'll add Gerardo to it. I'll add Eli White, even though he's not really a prospect. I'll add Tejeda. Yeah. Oh, we also have Scott Heineman. He's a good depth outfielder. Looking at Double A, not too much stands out. We have this guy, Jonathan Hernandez. He's pretty average. He could be something. We'll add him to the short list. Let's see. Here we go. Joe Barlow is a relief prospect. I like the looks of him a lot, especially if these pitches can develop and that control. If that can just tick up a little bit, I'll add him to prospects. I actually would think he was down in Frisco last year. I'm wondering maybe... Yeah, we'll send Wes Benjamin down. We'll call up Barlow to AAA. I'll add that guy to the short list as well. Tyler Phillips. Who else do we got? Nick Cufo. Is he good? He's a really good defensive catcher. He's 45 potential, so I'll add him. Shirt Apostle, he definitely goes on the short list. I know him. Yanni Hernandez. Wow. Okay. Those ratings are very interesting. I will add him though, because I just want to follow him, if nothing else. Ah, Leody Taveras. He's good, I think, right? Yeah. Very good defensively. Not too great offensively. Steele Walker. He's got good ratings. I like him. We'll add him to the short list. Should I add Diosbel Arias? Might as well. I like to add anybody who's got, high potential in my minors. I don't know who this guy is. Dallas Garcia. Supposedly he's ready to get promoted. Can't really make room for him though, so we'll leave him down. I'm going to see if anyone stands out in A-ball. This guy does for sure. DeMarcus Evans. Very low control. He's like, what's his name? Darwinson Hernandez in my Red Sox save. I like the look of Sam Huff too. He looks good. I'll add him to the prospects. This guy, I'm not too concerned about relievers, although he does have nice ratings. He looks like he was in high A last year and pitched well. We might have to move him up too, actually. We'll add him to the short list. And do we have room here? This Tyler Thomas guy needs to be sent down. So we'll call up DeMarcus Evans. And let's see. We'll just send Wes Benjamin down and call up Engler. Cool. Juan Pablo Martinez. I don't know, not really. I'll add Bubba Thompson. He looks good. And maybe this guy. Good infield range. Wow. Very good fielder. I don't know. We'll wait on them. Jonathan Ornelas. He looks decent. I'll add him to the short list. And we'll see if there's anyone down here. Once we get down to like low A, I stop really looking at prospects because I kind of just let my GM handle that. Yeah, all these guys down here, like, they're only 17, 18, 19, so I tend to let my scout, or not my scout, my assistant GM handle them, just because it's a lot of micromanagement. Julio Pablo Martinez is 23. And he looked good in Down East for a year already. I mean, he doesn't look great, but I'll call him out. I'll move him up to that, and then I guess I'll call up Angel Aponte just to have a center fielder at high A. Yeah, it doesn't look great, but we'll deal with it. Maybe I'll add Cease and I'll add Martinez to the short list. Okay, so let's go to my short list here. This is how I manage prospects. Just add them all to a short list, check them all off, and then hit disable AI promotion and demotion. So now I have, like, they're all in one place. I can check on them and move them up and down as I see fit. So I think that's everything. We went through the rosters. We looked at our horrible budget. Yeah. So I think what we'll do maybe is let's sim. Actually, we'll sim to opening day or close to opening day. We'll sim until the predictions the preseason predictions and the farm rankings come out, just to see where we're at, so I know what I have to do going into the season. Trade proposal already. Mike Ford for Nick Solak and Kellen Strom. Yeah, that's going to be a no from me. Sorry, buddy. As much as I would love Mike Ford, that would be our upgrade at first base, I think. That's Japan's preseason predictions. Where are ours? Should be coming soon. Another trade proposal. Ty France for Rafael Montero and Sam Huff. No, thank you. Some of these trades, man. Some of these trades are something else. Was that our preseason predictions? I don't think so. So tomorrow's opening day. Can I see the preseason predictions yet, or do I have to go to opening day? First time you visit this screen during spring training. So I guess I have to sim to opening day. I wish I could have done the day before opening day, but opening day is fine too. Here we go. So we get a personal message. So International Complex guys got promoted. Ray Davis says stay respectable on the field. That's fine. Opening day. Cool. Top 10 prospects. Adley Rushman, Wander Franco, Gavin Lux, Nate Pearson, Luis Robert, Royce Lewis, Mackenzie Gore, Casey Mize, Jesus Luzardo, and Joe Adell. So, pretty solid list. Let's see the preseason predictions, shall we? We are projected to finish 4th at 73-89, 451 winning percentage, 24 games behind the Astros. We are supposed to give up a lot of runs. 250 team average, 220 home runs, to a 5.3 ERA. Oh my goodness. That's worse than Boston. I think that's the worst ERA. We're worse than Colorado? Oh my gosh. That's not good. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. What is that? Okay. We are the 26th ranked farm system in baseball, ahead of Milwaukee, Boston, New York, and Colorado. Okay. I can deal with that. We have Huff at 73. Oh, Josh Jung. Where was he? Why is he only 40 potential? My scout does not like Josh Jung, apparently. Well, let's go to front office. Player development. Look at our prospects. Yeah, my scout hates all of my top prospects, apparently. Guys in Rookie League, I'm not going to add to the list, because that's a lot of micromanagement. Why does my scout hate Josh Jung so much? We will add him to prospects as well. Wow, my scout doesn't like any of my prospects. What's this? I put Bubba on the short list, right? Yeah, we'll put Wenzel on the short list. Tejeda's on the short list. This guy isn't on the short list. We'll add him. Cole Winston rookie. Him. Is he on the short list? Yes, he is. Tyler Phillips. He's in AAA. Okay. Oh, he's on the short list. Cool. Alex Spees. Reliever. Smells like a reliever. We'll add him to the prospect list. I think that's everybody above rookie ball. Yeah. So we'll just change Wenzel to disable. We will change Josh Jung to disable. Change this guy to disable. Cole Winn we'll wait on. And Alex Spees will disable. So there we go. So that is our farm system. We need to figure out this budget issue. So maybe when we start the season, you know, if I do an update, I'm probably going to do I'll do my update post probably around, May when the draft pool comes out. So I would not be surprised if there is a trade or something done by then, because we are not good in the money department. So we'll have to see. But yeah, so we have opening day at Seattle, and then we'll go on until whenever. That was just my intro episode. We'll really get going, start looking less at the rosters and start getting going. I do just have to see real quick. I forgot that I needed to check my scout. He favors ability. Okay. So that might be why he doesn't like Josh Jung. But he's a good scout. Okay. That's it for this episode. I'm going to probably get started and sim until sometime in the season. I'll come back and update y'all on how our team is doing and what moves I've made, if any. So thanks guys for watching. If you enjoyed, just leave a like or subscribe, and I'll see you guys after the next one.